quickly start. Let's move. All right. So we're going to talk about um, success, USP, success proposition, and value proposition. Some people have actually called it statement of value. So we'll just delve into these concepts and bring more clarity and see which is the most important, right? In as a business owner, right? So I've given a short background. USP, what makes you unique? Value proposition is how you present it. Success proposition is how your clients interpret it, right? So which is important, and is there variation? Are they the same, right? So I would start with Dr. Paul. Please, can you give us your insights into the concepts that we have tried to bring up, right? So success, USP, value proposition, and then also success proposition. Which is more important, or are they the same, right? In your own opinion, right? Okay. So Dr. Paul, please go ahead.
Hello, Stephen. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, or we can hear you.
Very good. Right, that's good. Thank you, one and all. Now, value proposition. Thank you also for the brief lesson on each of them and what they all mean. And I'm sure many of us who's been in marketing for a while now, one of the first things we first were hearing was USP. I remember the first time I heard USP, like, what is USP? And then you find out that USP is just an acronym for unique selling proposition. And this unique selling proposition is, as we will define in business or marketing, is such that it's a statement.
Dr. Paul, you went off. Are you still with us? Dr. Paul, you have gone off. And I don't think it's gone off. Okay. All right. So I think
your customer.
Oh, Dr.
Sorry,
Paul,
can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you went off for a bit, so if you can just
rephrase.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go
backtrack. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I was saying that a unique selling proposition is a statement of what makes your business unique and ultimately very valuable to your customer, or to your prospective customer.
Okay.
In that perspective, you're looking at what's that thing that you feel you have that puts you, from your perspective, in good light with your customer. What do you feel makes your business a no? As Domino's will say, we deliver in 30 minutes or less. Now, for them, they're delivering in 30 minutes or less. It's their USP. For them, they deliver in 30 minutes and they tell their customers, we deliver in 30 minutes or less. That's our unique selling proposition. Now, it can also be two-way, but this is your unique selling proposition. You feeling this way. And then when you come into talking about your value proposition now, when you talk about the value proposition, there is a different question, because your USP describes for your target market. It shows your target market. When they hear your USP, it shows your target market how you're different. How you're different. Okay, you deliver in 30 minutes or less. You're different.
Okay. Dr. Paul, you've gone off again. Okay, you're back on.
Okay, sorry. You can hear me.
Yes, you're back on.
I think my phone keeps logging out to Zoom. I don't know why, but your target market, how you're different. It shows them from that statement how you are different from everyone else. But in the value proposition shows your customers why they should care about that difference. Because you're not explaining that we deliver in 30 minutes or less because you need, for example, let me make a value proposition of Domino's USP and say we deliver in 30 minutes or less because you should not stay hungry. I'm giving an example. Now, I'm explaining why the person I'm trying to tell that I deliver in 30 minutes or less, why he should care about, because we don't want him having, we're trying to tell him that he needs us because we do this, we do this, we do this. Why they should care about that difference you have over your competitors. That is what the value proposition shows. But now, all this is from your own point of view to the customer. But when you come into talking about the success proposition, you switch it around and come from the customer's point of view. And the customer is now looking at, why should I come? What do I gain? Why am I to come to you? So now you see the difference in the USP and the value proposition come from the supplier, I would say, or the dealer, or the person who is bringing the products, his point of view. But when you're looking from the customer's point of view, it's not a USP or a value proposition now. It's a success, because the success is what the customer sees. This is what he knows. Success for him is success. So what is success to him? And that success proposition is what he needs from you. So you can see the difference between a USP and that's why you see companies maybe who before were going with the USP, the value, and now switching to a success proposition, is because they're seeing that it's not just from their own point of view, but they need to see it from the customer's point of view. So that's in summary, that's in a nutshell, that's the main link between the USP, the value proposition, and the success proposition. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Paul. So Dr. Paul is saying that the USP is from the business owner side, what makes him unique, and then success proposition is from the client side. So there needs to be a marriage, right? There needs to be some point of intersection, a meeting point for you to actually make a success of your business. So the USP is one side, the success position is one side. Now, I'd like to ask Mr. Mockley, right? Is it two sides of the same coin, or is three sides of the same coin, right? Because we have USP on one side, value proposition maybe is the middle, and then success propositions on the other side of the coin. So is it three sides of one coin, or are we talking about the same thing with different nomenclatures, or there's an ascension, or there's a meeting point? I know it looks like there should be a meeting point to be able to make a success of your business, right? So I've heard someone say that market is the flow between the products and the customer, right? So that's what makes the market. So there's a meeting point, right? So this actually influences the market. So I'm just asking, is there a meeting point between the success proposition and the USP? Is it two sides of the same coin? Is it and of course there's value proposition. So is there a third side to it? All right. So please go ahead. What are your thoughts, Mr. Mockley?
Okay. Well, a USP is different from a value proposition.
Okay.
And it's different from a success proposition. I think that a success proposition should have all these inside it. It should have a USP and value propositions inside it. So the mother of them all is the success proposition.
Okay.
So a USP basically describes for your target market how you're different.
Okay. All right.
A value proposition answers the question why they should care about the difference. Right? So one tells why. Sorry, one says how you're different,
Okay.
and the other one says why they should care about that difference. So the value propositions are longer statements.
Mm, mm.
And
Can you say
USPs
that
because
again?
so
One
I
says
said
what?
one's a statement of how you are different,
Okay. In your own
and
opinion.
the other one, say what?
In the business owner's opinion, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I mean, yes, in the business owner's opinion, and
Okay.
it should be an identifiable difference.
Okay.
That's why it's called a unique selling proposition, right?
All right.
But the value proposition is longer statements that express why they should care about that difference. So
Okay.
it's concrete outcomes,
All right.
benefits
Ah.
that will serve to convince your target market that they will get value for their money. So
Okay.
that's why it's a value proposition.
Okay.
Right. So a success proposition is, on the other hand, goes so it's outside in. The perspective is no more from the manufacturer or the product owner's point of view out, but it's outside in. It's trying to find out what success looks like to the customer and then giving it to the customer. So an analogy of this is when it comes to a relationship, women want different things.
Okay.
What one woman wants and what she describes as a successful relationship might be different from what another woman describes as a successful relationship.
Okay.
Right? So what she likes to track is different from what the other person. I mean, there are identifiable commonalities, but then there are unique things that make one woman different from the other.
Okay.
So in the marketing world, I mean, according to the great guys, they call it competitive advantage. They call it success proposition.
All
But it
right.
comes down to, of course, three things. One of which is customer intimacy. Right? Some people are more about the belly to belly, understanding their preferences, remembering when next they come to the coffee shop or whatever it is, remembering their name, remembering their preference, the kind of tea they wanted, how they want it. That's customer intimacy, right? Then there's product leadership. So you're thinking about the guys like Steve Jobs, Apple, right? They are constantly leading. And some people, that's what they want. They don't want to buy what everybody has access to. They want the cutting edge. They want innovation. They want always to be ahead of the pack. And they serve a certain section of the market too. But then there's also the operational excellence. These are all types of success proposition. And operational excellence seems to cater for those who can't afford the luxury, high-end product leadership kind of products, right? So there are those who are price sensitive. They want a good bargain, but for an affordable price, right? So these three make up what we call a success proposition. Sometimes companies can have at most two of them, but you can never operate in the three realms. So to just summarize it again, the success proposition is categorized into three: operational excellence, customer intimacy, and product leadership. And some people position themselves around customer intimacy and they go into the market and they make a killing. Some people position themselves around product leadership and they go into the market and make a killing. And some position themselves around operational excellence. So I'm talking about speedy delivery, affordable price, and all that kind of good stuff, right? But it's about the excellence of their operations, and they're able to minimize costs. And once they're able to minimize costs, they can also reduce their prices on their goods. So it's affordable, it's reachable to the mass market. So it depends on what you are facing, what you are approaching in your business. It just depends on the maturity of the business, right? I think the idea, the simple way to say it is to understand the mind of the market. If you're able to understand the mind of the market, you know what fits them, you know at what price points to bring your products. So it makes sense, right? Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Murphy, for that insight. So from what I gather from what Dr. Paul and Mr. Murphy have said, excuse me, we USP is what we as the business owner interpret what what makes us unique, and then the value proposition is a bit more is deeper, right? It shows the benefits. It tells you why we are unique. So it's what makes us unique, and then or why we are unique, and then success proposition is how this uniqueness is interpreted by this by this customer, right? And then Mr. Mockley went delved deeper and told us the three types of success proposition. So you could either it's operational excellence, product leadership, and customer intimacy, right? So I'd like to ask Dr. Becky, who's on the call, is it possible, right, as a business owner to to have all three, right, to be able to operate at all three, and or is it possible to, or do you just follow, because from what I'm hearing, your customer dictates how you do things, right? So first question is it possible to do all three? And then how does that translate to what you do by internally, right? Does that affect what you do internally, right? So if you guys give us, so can you do all three as a business owner, and then how can you does it affect your internal processes? And yeah. So Dr.
Okay, so as a business owner, I would say that it's going to be very tough to do all three, because if you do all three, you end up stretching yourself too thin. That means you are trying to be the cheapest option. You are trying to be intimate with your clients and customers, and you are trying to lead. Do product leadership. It's going to be very, very, very tough. So usually, if what would happen is that you will have to lead with one.
Okay.
And what would inform what you lead with is what does success look like? I know this is a cliche, but I will still say, what does success look like to your clients?
Okay.
What do your clients see as successful? For example, if let's use the common example of Domino's. At that point in time, their clients, what their clients wanted was something that would quell their hunger pangs.
Fast.
So what Domino's said, fast, yes. What Domino's said was that it will be delivered to you in 30 minutes less, or the money is on us. So that was what was, they've changed over time, but that was success to their clients. Their clients didn't really care whether it was tasty, it was nice. All they cared about that it was delivered hot and fast. So they took that and put that in their message they were passing across to the clients. So in the same vein, that has to be what leads you. What first, find your market and find out what does your market really, really want? What are the things that they value? What are the things that when it happens, they feel that, oh, in respect of this product or the needs that you are feeling for them, they are successful, they are satisfied. So whatever it is that meets their needs, you take that and you make that what you lead with. Okay, because if you try to lead with all three, you will stretch yourself and you may go bankrupt. I mean, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult, almost impossible to lead with all three.
Yeah.
Now it's possible that you lead with one, and then a second one comes behind. But to lead with the three, it's almost impossible. Usually, the person that is providing products cheap doesn't have the same resources to provide that product at a top quality to be the product leader, usually. And the person that is trying to provide products cheap doesn't have the resources to try and be intimate with the clients and customers, They will be stretching themselves too much. So pick one, find out what is that one thing that is most important to your client and lead with that. I hope that answered. I know you asked, that's the first question was, can you lead with all three?
All three, yes.
Then the second question.
Second question was, does this affect what you do internally to be able to deliver?
Okay, now coming to the second question. Whatever you decide to lead with, yes, it would affect how you operate internally. For example, because McDonald's wants to deliver cheap, affordable burgers,
yes,
they make sure that internally they have a system that even someone that comes out of college, they can easily employ that person. They can employ cheap labor that can easily plug into that system. Okay. But let's take maybe an Italian restaurant or a high-class restaurant. That restaurant has to get a chef, somebody who has gone to school. You cannot take an 18-year-old because what you are trying to do or what you are trying to achieve, you're trying to achieve customer intimacy. You're trying to achieve product leadership. You're trying to create an intimate environment and an experience for your clients. You cannot do that with an 18-year-old that doesn't know how to cook, or doesn't know the rudiments of being a chef, how to put flavors together and all that. So depending on what you want to achieve would influence how you work and how you function internally.
Okay. All right. Thank you so very much, Dr. Becky.
You're welcome.
I want to say something.
Okay, we have about 3 more minutes. So please, 2 more minutes.
A proper unique selling proposition means that you don't compete on price. You don't compete on quality. You're not competing on anything. You're not competing with others at all because no one offers the solution that you offer.
Okay.
Let me see if I can give an example. Say you're a fitness coach. See how you couch it. Personal training for pregnant women who want to keep their fitness level. So you're a fitness coach, but now you've come down and personalized it, and you've gone down and you've even chosen a niche out of women. And then you brought it down to pregnant women. So that's because people in their minds can't hold a lot of categories. When you say hotels, there's certain names that come to your mind. When you say luxury cars, there's certain names that come to your mind. When you just say ordinary cars, there's certain. So people have a category in their minds for people. So by tapping into the psychology of people, you are able to create a category for them that they can place in their mind about you. In this case, personal training for pregnant women who want to keep their fitness levels, or you say coaching women who want to kickstart their lives up after divorce. So and that's supposed to be like a life coach, but it's a way of making yourself so unique. I
Yeah.
tell you, M&M, they say the chocolate that melts in your mouth and not in your hand. See how unique that is, right?
Yeah.
Now there are other people who sell chocolates like them, but you say it's true. It melts in my hand, it makes me dirty. It makes so you see,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
No.
just a simple way to look at it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Mockley. Thank you, Dr. Becky. Thank you, Dr. Paul. So we've gone through the USP value proposition and also success proposition, and we've shown why you must lead with success proposition. Right. In our next video episode, we will go down to how to craft that success proposition, right, and see how you can deliver it. Right. One thing to know, one thing to know what the customer wants. Right? Then the next you want to see how you can actually the steps to be able to get that. So once you can do that, you're able to